Hello and welcome to my How to Play Against Noob Saibot guide. My name is MagicTea and I'm a competitive MK player and Twitch partner from Latvia. Noob Saibot is one of my strongest characters and I've achieved some good results with him by making a lot of top 8 placements in pro competition and other online tournaments. In this video I will tell you how to beat Noob Saibot, all his weak points and gimmicks and how to counter them. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to DashFight for more character guides and check out their website for all things FGC. Noob Saibot has several options for different variations, but his general game plan is usually the same, revolves around his long-range pokes, strings and the slide special move to keep you at a distance. On top of that, Noob has pretty good defense with anti-airs and safe pushback, and he can punish every your mistake with a big damaging combo. So 99% of the time you will see a variation with slide, then there will be one combo extender move, either shadow portals that improves amplified teleport or sickle snag, and lastly there could be a second combo extender move or some utility move like spirit ball, projectile or air teleslam that lets you do the teleport in the air. You can see that there are other moves that I haven't mentioned, and that's because they're not as good, but I will still mention them later when I go over every special move and tell you their properties and counters. Let's start with how to counter Noob's regular attacks and strings. But first I need to mention Shadow Slide special as well, because it can be used at any moment with any poke or string. It's a low hitting special that is safe on amplify with some pushback, so you just block it and can't really do anything about it. However, the non-amplified slide is pretty unsafe and can be punished most of the time. That's why it's really important to track Noob Saibot's meter. If there is no meter to amplify, then after blocking the slide you can safely go for a punish. And even if he has a meter, sometimes Noob Saibots like to be greedy, and if you notice that they don't amplify their slides a lot, then you can call them out and try to go for a punish. This will make them use meter on slides every time, and then they won't have meter for their combo extenders. 113 is a common combo starter that easily converts into big combos with teleport. If you block it, then it will usually get followed up by a slide. If there is no follow-up, then the string is actually unsafe at -8, so most characters can punish it with a combo or at least a poke into plus frames. Alternatively, Noob Saibots can do 112 if they see that you blocked first 2 hits. This string is safe, but there is a flawless block gap on 3rd hit. So you can sometimes go for a read, especially if your opponent has no offensive meter, that they will do it and go for a flawless block up 2 or up 3. There is also kind of mix-up with 112 overhead and 11 slide, which is low, but slide comes out much faster, so you can block both options by blocking low first and then block overhead with a small delay. Forward 221 is another common string. It's pretty fast as well and has pretty long range. On top of that, it's safe at each hit on block. But it starts with the high, so using long low pokes is a good counter to it. Back 1+3. This is the fastest mid string at 9 frames startup and is actually pretty minus on block, which is -17. So if you have any fast advancing move like slide or flying kick or long range normal move like Scorpion's back 2 or Deora's forward 1, it's guaranteed whiff punish every time. Back 3 1+3. This string is really unsafe and usually not used very often. It has a crushing blow if you stay in block, but there is no mix-up, so remember to always duck block against Noob Saibot. Most often you will see just back 3 into slide instead of the full string. It has pretty long recovery, so try to outrange it and whiff punish it, or try to predict it and jump in. 212. String with a second hit low. Just keep blocking low to not get hit. It's often used alongside throws because the animation kinda looks like a throw, and if you try to throw tech then you get hit by the second low hit. Both of Noob Saibot throws also have crushing blow and escape failed, so taking throws is extra dangerous. If you don't feel super comfortable with reacting to throws, then just always block and take the throw. Both forward and back throws will throw you away, so it's the safest option to just take the throw. Back 2 is advancing mid attack that is also an armor break, so watch out from this and don't always immediately armor break after getting launched. It's safe on block, but actually becomes unsafe if you manage to flawless block it. Forward 4. Don't see this very often, but it's a safe low-high attack, so if it whiffs from a distance or because of delayed wake up, then second hit can be ducked and even punished with down 2 crushing blow. Then there are two really good low pokes, down 3 and down 4. Both of them are 9 frames and long range with some pushback, and follow-up slides pushes you back even more. But you can counter the poke slide with a jumping. Now it's time to talk about the special moves. We already discussed slides, so I'm not going to repeat myself. Teleslam. This is the teleport move. Noob Saibot can only do it in the air if he has extra air teleslam move equipped. If you block this, then it's extremely unsafe. Punish it with the strongest combo you got. An important detail about it is that it's a high attack, which means you can punish it with down 2 crushing blow as well, for extra damage. And you can also neutral duck it to avoid chip damage. Sickle Snag, an entire and combo extender move. Only advice I can give you is to break up it before the Sickle Snag, not after, because then you can get hit by the back 2 armor break. Shadow Tackle, also known as running main, pretty slow projectile and has a lot of recovery, so jumping over it can give you a punish or good frame advantage. It also disappears if noob gets hit, so you can just zone back. Rising Shadow Kick. This is an extremely good high hitting anti-air, so be careful with jumps. Can try to bait it with hops or jumps outside of range and then whiff punish or zone. Spirit Ball. It's a hard hitting single projectile, but it will always be high and cannot be amplified, so you can duck it every time to avoid chip damage and win zoning by using amplified projectiles. These were the best and the most common special moves, but there are a few more custom moves that are rare but might give you some problems if you don't know about them. Ghost Ball. Alternative slower projectile that is unblockable, but it's also a high, and because of slow animation you can always duck it, even on hit. So whenever you see the animation, duck it and punish it, if it's possible. Air Sickle Port. Noob throws his sickle and then teleports to it. Amplify will launch you, but it's unsafe on block at -9. Non-amplify is unsafe as well, but can be hard to react to, so it's safer to just check it with a poke. However, if it's done from long range and doesn't go behind you, then you can go for a punish immediately, and it will interrupt amplify as well. Sickle Toss. Slow projectile that is overhead, so stay and block it. Also keep in mind it can be amplified for second hit. Both hits are pretty long recovery, so you can attack after. Shadow Strike. Mini version of the slide, but noob can only choose one and is going to be slide 99% of the time. But this is safe special and doesn't cost meter. Just block it and take your turn. Air Shadow Dive, a jumping projectile. It looks good, but it's actually pretty minus on block. Depending on range, it's between -20 up close and -12 on very max range, so a lot of characters can punish it with some long range moves or just easily take your turn. Now that we have seen all the moves and how to counter them, you can see that Noob Saibot heavily relies on his slide. So the safest place to be against noob is outside of his slide range. Here you can duck all the spirit balls, react to running man and outzone Noob Saibot. Have to keep in mind that he has a teleport, but it's a high, and it's pretty slow and super punishable on block. If you see a lot of slides in running man, it could be a good idea to jump over them and get in, because they have long recovery on whiff and you might get some punishes that way. Always keep track of meter, remember that non-amplified slide is not safe. The best characters against Noob Saibot are Shang Tsung specifically with ground fireballs and shake, Jade and Robocop with low shot. Noob cannot really punish ground fireballs and Shang can spam them all day. Jade's glow counters slide and other shadow projectiles just go through, and Robocop outzones Noob like crazy by low profiling the spirit ball and even the teleport. Other characters with good movement and zoning can be good as well, like Cetrion and Geras. They can stay outside of slide range and outzone really well. Being able to punish back 1/3 helps as well. That's gonna be it for the How to Play Against Noob Saibot guide by MagicTea. There was a lot of information, and if you missed anything, you can also check out all the things shown in this video in the text version via the link in the description. If you liked this video, please leave a like or comment below with your thoughts. Thanks for watching.